What's going on, everybody? This is Brian from SneakerFiles.com, recapping the news, and in this video I have a lot to go over. And before I give you some of the highlights, like always, greatly appreciate a thumbs up, and if you're new here, make sure to subscribe by hitting the red button below. We just broke 128,000 subscribers, so big thanks to all of you. The goal is 130,000 before my birthday, and my birthday is July 15th, so I think we can do it. Now, for some of the highlights, you might notice an Air Jordan 4 in the thumbnail. That pair is known as University Blue as of now, but the image you were looking at is exactly what's releasing in 2021. I'm going to go over more details later on in the video. As well, there's some shocking information on the Air Jordan 11 releasing for holiday 2020. It looks like the image that's been going around, that's actually going to be a women's release. Other than that, we got a lot more from Jordan Brand, a solid lineup from Nike, and one thing from Adidas. And now, without wasting too much more of your time, let's jump into the news. Earlier in the month, we received a first look at the Yeezy Boost 350 V2 Abez. At that time, a rumor was going around that a reflective and non-reflective version is releasing, and in the first look, we actually saw the non-reflective version, but now we have a first look at the reflective. Only a few images, and they're not the best, but you can definitely see what's going on here. Overall, this pair does look a lot like the non-reflective, only difference is the reflective detailing above the side stripe. That also covers part of the tongue, and it only lands on the lateral side, it won't be used on the medial. Other than that, everything else stays the same. We have tan throughout as well as gray, while constructed with a prime knit upper. Other details includes a translucent side stripe and boost cushioning. Both the reflective and non-reflective pairs are expected to release fall 2020, and the retail price for the non-reflective is $220, and the retail price for the reflective has yet to be confirmed. We now have new images of the Grateful Dead Nike SB Dunk Low, Green Bear, and Yellow Bear, and for the Yellow Bear we also have images showing how they look on feet. Now, I've gone over the shoe quite a few times already, so I won't go over the color detailing, all that stuff, but one of the highlights would be the stash pocket. That lands on the tongue. As well, we have the respective color of the Grateful Dead bear on the tongue, and it appears that we have all 5 on the insoles. Now, there's a ton of photos, and I'm going to try to fit most of them in this video, but there's still going to be some that just won't make the cut, so if you want to see an even better look, you can head over to SneakerFiles.com. Now, I've heard rumored release dates going around for the pack, which of course consist of the Green Bear and Yellow Bear. Not shown is the Orange Bear. Initially, they were rumored to release in June, but we're almost to the halfway point of June, and we haven't heard anything concrete as of yet. It's still a possibility for June or even this summer. However, I've also heard October, but I'm just keeping you guys informed, letting you know what's going around. And whenever there is a release date for the pack, I'll make sure to let everybody know. And the retail price will be $110 each. A few months back, I received information that the Nike Air Foamposite 1 Anthracite would be returning holiday 2020. Now we have a little bit more information as far as a release goes, not a specific date, but more of a time frame. And for those that don't know, this colorway originally released back in 2007, and from what I was told, we can expect the same look, colorway, all that good stuff to release once again. Now, the new release time frame, initially I was told holiday 2020, but now it looks like they're going to release during October. So still in that time frame, and the retail price will be $230. During the Louis Vuitton Men's Fall Winter 2020 runway show, Virgil Abloh was seen wearing a new off-white Nike Air Force 1 Low. Now that pair resembles that of the MCA, but there was a few differences. Now, before I go over those differences, we have a few new images, so that's the main reason why I'm talking about the shoe in the video. But if you missed the last time I spoke on them, which was a while ago, after images leaked, soleheatonfeet provided a style code as well as a color description, which appears to match up with the shoe. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean a release is coming, but in order for a shoe to release, it needs to have a style code, so at the very minimum, that's a step forward. And that colorway is University Blue, White, Black, Metallic Silver. So, as you see, that all matches up nicely, and I've already checked around. I haven't heard anything solid about a release. Again, that doesn't mean it's not happening, it's just not known at this point. Now, going over the shoes, they feature blue throughout the upper, and as you can see, it has those cables just like on his Nike Dunk Low collaboration. White hits the laces and heel, and then we have metallic silver on the swoosh, along with exposed stitching throughout. One of the biggest differences besides the lacing system is black used on the midsole and rubber outsole. Other than that, with these new images, we can see an overhead view, which shows us that they'll feature an exposed foam tongue, while Nike and Off-White branding lands on the insoles. Once there's more information, I'll make sure to let everybody know, but let me know your thoughts on this pair in the comment section below. Do you think Nike should release them? Amsterdam's DENHAM is collaborating with Nike to release an Air Max 1, and this pair is rumored to be limited to 6,800 pairs. For those that don't know, DENHAM is a jean maker which was founded in Amsterdam back in 2008 by Jason DENHAM. He is an English jean maker who is obsessed with creating premium quality denim. Now this pair definitely has a lot going on. It features premium suede and leather throughout, while denim lands on the forefoot. Across the upper is mostly blue, but then we have white on the laces, liner, and midsole. Khaki then wraps the heel while being placed on the tongue label, and then we have red on the top two eyelets and placed within the Air Max unit. On the liner we have DENHAM, the jean maker, printed, and then we have DENHAM and Nike logos on the insoles. Now, there's also scissors throughout, and that's all done in gold. Other details includes a white midsole and gum rubber outsole. Now, there isn't a set release date for this pair, but they are expected to release this summer, and they won't be cheap. Retail price for this pair is $300. On to Jordan Brand, and I'm going to briefly go over the Air Jordan 5 Oregon. Now, there isn't any new information, but there is some on-feet images, so I did want to showcase that. I believe this was one of the shoes I mentioned recently that I wasn't going to showcase unless new information came out or some incredible images leaked. But I know some people like the on-feet look, so I wanted to include it. And like I mentioned, there isn't anything new, but currently this pair is expected to release on September 12th. Now, don't be surprised if the release date changes on this pair. It seems like a lot of shoes are going to be affected going forward. Some are even expected not to release, but I don't know which shoes aren't going to release. But as soon as I get confirmation on which pairs are going to be scrapped, I'll make sure to let everybody know. And the retail price for this pair will be $225. I almost forgot to mention this pair is also being called Elevate, which is written out on the inside of the tongue. It seems like with each video there's a release date change. Most of it's from Jordan Brand, so I'm sure you guys are used to getting these release date changes. I know going forward I'm not going to expect a shoe to release on a certain day because at any time they could be pushed back, but I'm still going to say when they're expected to release. I'm still going to give you all that info. It's just everybody should know that any pair can be pushed back. Now the next pair to go over that has a release date change is the Air Jordan 13 Lucky Green. Before I give you the new release date, recently images leaked which shows that this shoe has reflective piping throughout. That reflective detailing basically outlines the side panels, which also extends across the heel. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of it. I've also noticed that a lot of people don't like it as well. But overall, I think the shoe is very clean. I thought it was going to be a great summer shoe, at least for me. But with the release being pushed back, it looks like they're now going to release in fall. So initially, July 4th was the release date. Now, that day being 4th of July, I thought there was a possibility that they'll be pushed back, but maybe by a week. But nope, that isn't the case. They are now releasing on September 26th. This isn't 100% confirmed, it's what's going around as of now. Usually these release dates are being pushed back a week or 2 weeks at a time, but this pair is pushed back almost 2 months. More information coming soon, and the retail price will be $190. Recently, Nike's Space Hippie collection was pushed back, and Jordan Brand is releasing their own pair known as Space Hippie, and it's going to be on the Air Jordan 1 High Zoom. Now, it isn't known if this is going to be an entire collection or just the one shoe, but this pair is also created from what is being labeled as space junk or scraps, and Space Hippie is the result of sustainable practices meeting radical design. For this pair, it comes dressed in a black, wolf gray, and flash crimson colorway, utilizing gray and black throughout, and that unique texture you see on the uppers is actually created with recycled materials. Following, we have red stitching that wraps the heel, as well as used on the tongue, and then on the lateral side we have a Zoom label. Some of the other details includes a exposed ankle collar, speckled detailing on the white midsole, and a multicolor outsole which is made from Nike Grind. Now this pair currently has a placeholder date which is August 12th. So it's possible that the release date could be pushed forward or back, but more than likely it's going to be pushed back if anything, and the retail price will be $175. On this pair, I'm not a huge fan of the look, but I can respect what they're doing here, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. We finally have a first look at the Air Jordan 3 SE Fire Red. So this is the pair I've been calling Tokyo for the longest time, and there's going to be two versions. So one is known as the SE, the other is SE-T, so that pair actually might be the Tokyo version, and then we'll have a regular version just known as SE. So something very similar what they did over All-Star Weekend with the Air Jordan 3. I did mention that in a prior video. Also with this first look, what I said very early on is that it would feature denim, and as you can see, it's used where the elephant print is that wraps the toe and heel as well as the eyelets. I know a lot of people aren't going to be too happy about this, but in my opinion, this might sound weird. I kind of like it just because to me, the elephant print used on this pair is a bit closer to the 1988 original release. Now, it's still not as low as the original, and of course, the original or the retro doesn't have elephant print on the eyelets. Now, there was a Photoshop that was put together months back, and that Photoshop was done by zsneakerheadz. Now, we did get to see an image of the heel, and that's where the Photoshop comes from. So they're going to feature a translucent Jumpman, and then behind it is going to be Nike Air. So this will be the first time that a shoe has both on the heel. I'm not entirely sure if this look is going to be on the SC and the SCT, but it's possible the SCT being for Tokyo, that'll have something unique as well. Other than the denim used, we have white leather throughout. White also covers most of the midsole, and then we have red on the Jumpman located on the tongue, the bottom 5 eyelets, and ankle. So not quite like the original Fire Red Air Jordan 3, even if you were to remove the denim, there's still differences of course. But honestly, I feel like Nike should have just released the OG Air Jordan 3 Fire Red. I'm sure a lot of people will also agree on that. Currently, there's a placeholder date, and that is set for August 1st, so more than likely it's going to be pushed back. And the retail price for the SC version is $200. Currently, the SCT, the retail price is unknown. Let me know your thoughts on this pair in the comments section below. On Saturday night, I got a text message from zsneakerheadz, and he shared an image with me, which led us to do a little bit of investigating, and it turns out we might have some good information. Now, this good information depends on if you like the shoe or not, and the shoe I'm talking about, I'm sure you see it on the screen, is the Air Jordan 11 that recently leaked, and this was expected to release holiday 2020. Now, the shoe is still expected to release holiday 2020, and this information isn't 100% confirmed, but it's very possible that this will be the women's release. So if this is the women's release, then there's going to be a different shoe for men, although you can expect the men's shoe to feature mostly black throughout as well. So how did all this information come about? I'm going to throw an image on the screen right now which shows the size tag for this upcoming Air Jordan 11. Now, some of the things you're going to notice is up top is the size, which is a 10, but you can also see the product number. The product number starts with AR0715. Now, you guys might remember the Air Jordan 11 Metallic Silver, which was a women's release and took place back in 2019. The product number on this pair starts with AR0715. So the same string of numbers right there, and that might not mean much to many people, but typically Jordan Brand does use the same string of numbers, the first set of numbers for a model. But that was the first thing that was interesting. And the second thing, up top it says US size 10, and then it says just below it a UK 7.5. Now, to break that down, a women's size 10 would be a men's size 8.5. For those that don't know, the UK size is a full size down. So for the case of this size tag, it's a size 10, which would be a men's size 8.5. And then one size down would be a UK size 7.5. So it looks like this pair is actually going to be the women's release. Now, early on, release information came out about a women's Air Jordan 11 SC releasing during holiday 2020. Now, we only had a Photoshop at that time. The color description is black, white, black. Now, it doesn't mention metallic silver, but sometimes when information leaks early, and I mean extremely early, the full color description isn't always included. For example, there is an upcoming Air Jordan 3 that is releasing later in the year, and when information leaked on that, I believe in the color description it was missing orange. Another thing, the style code on this pair is different. It's CZ3621. That's what it starts out with. But I've also seen multiple times this year where we got a style code early on, and as we got closer to the release, Jordan Brand decided to change it. Of course, this was right when the production started, but we wouldn't find out for maybe another month or so after production was over. I hope all that makes sense, because to me, it was really fascinating finding all this stuff out. And I know some of this information did get out already, but I know it's not being covered by the websites yet. And it's not even updated on Sneaker Files as of yet, just because I want to get 100% confirmation, because still, even though all this information is pointing to this shoe being a women's release, we don't have 100% confirmation. Now, with these new images, obviously we have a few different angles. The 2-3 on the heel, it looks like it's rubber to me, although I'm not 100% sure. As well, across the tongue, we have a leather stripe, which is also something that aligns with the whole SC tag. So initially, December 12th would have been the release date for the shoe, but if it's not the 25th anniversary shoe, then we don't have a release date. Now, the Air Jordan 11 SC Women's, which potentially could be this shoe, is rumored to release during October, and currently we don't have a retail price. I know there was a ton of people that were let down when images surfaced of the shoe, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of women that aren't happy about them as well. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Is this good or bad news to you? Not long ago, information leaked on a new Air Jordan 4, which would release in 2021. That shoe is being called University Blue, and when the information initially leaked, we saw a ton of Photoshops hit the net. But what you're seeing on screen now is what you can expect to actually release. So this is a pair I was able to see really early, and it's also a Photoshop, but it's based off of what I saw. And big thanks to zsneakerheadz for working with me and putting this together. And what it looks like is Jordan Brand is releasing a cement pack. As you can see, the shoe features blue on the upper, which also lands on the netting and behind it. Black hits the eyelets, inside of the tongue, part of the midsole, and outsole. Now, what you'll also notice is this pair will feature cement print that will land on the wings, heel, and part of the midsole. Now, when I got to see the shoe, right next to it was a pair of the Air Jordan 4 white cements. Now, the cement print will be used in the same locations, with the exception of the midsole. It's a bit flipped, and I'm glad they did that because it actually fits a lot more. Now, in the previous video, I spoke on the Air Jordan 4 white cement, or what could possibly be an alternate version releasing in 2021. Now, I believe it will be an alternate, but it also looks like they're releasing a cement pack, so maybe we're going to see additional colors throughout the year. I can't confirm that part. Also, from what I saw, I couldn't get a look at the heel, so I'm not 100% positive if it's going to feature a Jumpman or Nike Air, so we played it safe by using a Jumpman. Other than that, no set release date, but they are expected to release early 2021, and the retail price will be $190. Let me know your thoughts on this pair in the comment section below. For me, this is 100% pickup. Let me know if you plan on buying as well. And that recaps the news. Like always, we post it first on SneakerFiles.com, and then we take it to YouTube. Like always, I appreciate you guys for watching, and a big thank you once again for helping this channel reach 128,000 subscribers, nearing in on 130K. Now, for the next video, I'm not sure what I'm going to leak. I have some information on the Carmine 6. It'll probably be that, but I also want to leak something else, something bigger than that. And I don't mean by something that's more hyped or even better looking, but more along the lines of something new, something you guys probably haven't heard or even saw. So be on the lookout for that. I'm going to try to have it up on Wednesday, but Wednesday is my son's birthday, so I may have to do it either Tuesday, which would be tomorrow, or Thursday. Either way, be on the lookout for that. And before I get out of here, like always, greatly appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe by hitting the red button below. Again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to SneakerFiles.com. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe.